Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you new here, my name is Donna, and for those of you not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you guys for being here today. Today I am doing another haul recap. I owe you guys some explanations on some things that I hauled into my life, and we are moving into 2020. So today's haul recap goes through everything I purchased and brought into my collection in January and February. In January, I did start following a beauty budget. With that being said, I gave myself a list of items that I was not supposed to purchase, and then for the remainder of the products that I was bringing into my collection, I had to stick to a very strict budget. My budget is, a pretty large budget, only because I wasn't going to lie to myself and set myself up for failure. I know what I can afford on a monthly basis, and I wanted to go less than that so that I could, potentially use that additional money to put towards other bills or put towards fun. And I think I've done a really good job this year, honestly. And if I'm being honest with you guys and myself, I have also spent money on some things that I told myself I wasn't allowed to purchase. But I wanted to go into the beauty budget with the knowledge that it was going to be okay. I don't want to beat myself up for purchasing the things that bring joy to my life. So because of the beauty budget, I didn't bring in as much as I have in the previous haul recaps that I had to go through with you. I have a hair. So I didn't bring very much in January. I think there was only 2 items in January that I brought into my collection. In February, I did have a few gratis items that I will go through with you here, but just really started being real and writing down everything I was spending, and then, going from there. I have my list set out for you guys, and the first thing that I want to talk about, I'm actually going to scoot over because I'm going to have to put a picture in here of it. The first thing I brought into my collection in January was the MAC Bold and Bad Lash Mascara. And this mascara was a mascara that had 2 different tips to it, 2 different wands. You can unscrew the big portion and have a big one for your upper lash line, and then there was a smaller portion stuck into the big tip. That sounds so bad. That was a wand for your lower lash line. I did pick this up at TJ Maxx, and mascara is one of the products that was on my absolutely could not buy it list, because I have a ton in my backup drawers, and you guys will see that in my collection video when I go through my backups with you. This was a mascara that I purchased prior to making the list of the things that I could not purchase, and I think it cost me like $5 at TJ Maxx. So I did pick it up. It had been one that was on my list to try, and it was a bad mascara. I did not like this mascara. I would never repurchase that mascara. I thought that it was horrible. It did nothing for my lashes. It barely coated my lower lashes. I just didn't have fun with it. It was the worst $5 I ever spent. The second item that I brought into my collection at that time was the Urban Decay Moon Dust palette. And this I also picked up at TJ Maxx, and I do believe that this was $24 or something like that. And it was a palette that I have wanted in my collection for quite some time. I had a single Moon Dust shadow that got lost in my collection or broke or something. I'm not sure what happened to it, but this is a formula from Urban Decay that I quite enjoy. I don't like Urban Decay's Naked formula as far as eyeshadows go, but I do like the formulation that's in the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I do like these Moon Dust shadows. I feel like these are glitter without being all over your face glitter. I still have a hair. I love these shadows. I do have a palette roulette with this palette that I will go ahead and link up in the cards for you guys, so that you guys can see true tea what I've been able to do with this palette. But these are they're beautiful, beautiful shimmers. Let me just swatch this purple one right here for you. What? Look at that, you guys. They are just so pretty. This is a palette that I had wanted, a palette that I saw at TJ Maxx, and a palette that I am not sad I brought into my collection. Please go watch that palette roulette video. It does give a whole lot more information on that palette for you if it's something that you're interested in. Their Moon Dust shadows are so good. They're like a glittery but not glittery formulation that is just so creamy and smooth and not chunky and gross like most glitter formulations are. And the next few things actually were gifts. They were either part of Gratis or they were gifts to me from friends. And one of them is this. It is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. It is actually a mascara that I wear pretty much on a daily. I do have a backup also in my backup drawer because this mascara is just that good. It's a tubey mascara. So if you're not familiar with a tubey mascara, this might weird you out because when you can actually pull the tubes off your lashes and they look like lashes, it kind of freaked me out the first time I used a tubey mascara. I thought I was pulling all my lashes out. This is an amazing mascara. I love this. And what I will say I love best about this is that you can put it on top of any other mascara and it helps that mascara become transfer proof because this doesn't transfer. I love that about this mascara. Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced is one of my favorite and least favorite mascaras, and one of my favorite because I love what it does to my lashes, but least favorite because it transfers all over my face. And with this mascara over the top of that Better Than Sex mascara, it doesn't transfer. It goes nowhere, and I love that about this. I love this mascara. My friend JC, who did the Subscriber Buys My Makeup, bought me this mascara because she wanted me to try it, and I love her so much for thinking of me almost every day. The next thing I have is this Ofra blush in All I Need Is Love, and this was actually a trade. I did get this also from JC, but I traded her the rosier version of this blush. We both received these in Ipsy, and then I got the pink version. She got the coral version. She likes a pinker blush. I like a coral blush, and I haven't used this. I haven't used it once, not one time. So that makes me sad. This is a beautiful blush, and I think it would even probably look beautiful with this eye look that I've kind of got going on today, but I love Ofra products. I think their powder products are just amazing, and this was in collaboration with Madison Miller. So again, that is the All I Need Is Love blush by Ofra x Madison Miller. The next thing is this. This is a NARS Climax mascara, and this I actually got in Gratis from work, and you can see it's still in its box because it lives in my backup drawer. I have not had a need to pick it up yet. When I received this mascara from JC, I already had like 2 mascaras opened, and as soon as I got done with those mascaras, because JC was all over me about whether I had tried it or not, I did open this mascara. It's only been about 5 months since I opened the mascara, and granted that's longer than you should be using a mascara, but it's still going strong. I have no eye irritation from it, so I will continue using it until it dries up. But this mascara lives in my backup drawer because I just don't have the opportunity to open it yet. I try to keep my open mascaras to a minimum because I do not want them going bad before their time, before I actually get some good decent usage out of them. So there's that. That one still lives in my backup drawer. I can't really give you any kind of information on that. And then I also got some things from Kiehl's in Gratis as well. I got the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cleanser. This is an amazing cleanser. It's a really good cleanser that cleanses well without stripping my dry skin, which I love. It does say it's good for all skin types. I feel like that's probably true. I am a brand partner with Kiehl's. Kiehl's is a brand partner of mine that I'm pretty close to, so I love Jo. She sent me all these products in Gratis, and I just can't speak enough about this brand. Like, if it's not Kiehl's, it's Dermalogica. If it's not Dermalogica, it's Kiehl's, typically in my skincare routine. Then she also gave me this Calendula deep cleansing foaming face wash, and you guys can see I haven't used this yet. Like, I'm not done with this guy yet. So again, I try not to open products and have too many open because I don't want things going bad prematurely. So I haven't even opened this yet. I can't really speak to it, but this is for normal to oily skin. Not really for dry skin type, so I kind of wonder how it's going to be with my skin. But this does have calendula flower extract in it, and it's just like a gel. It looks like a gel to me. And then I also got this, which is the Kiehl's Powerful Strength Line Reducing and Dark Circle Diminishing Vitamin C Eye Serum. I did have an eye serum open when I received this. I still have that eye serum. I have to be honest with you, you use so little eye serum, and I feel like all the eye serum that is even in this will probably last me 800 years. But I've got a ton of eye serums. I haven't used it yet. I would love to use it, but those were my gratis items that I received last January and February. It was February when I received those. So we started with products I purchased in January, the Moondust palette and the Bold Bad Lash. Then we had the gifts and the gratis that I received in February. And now for the products that I purchased in February. So first things first, I did purchase these in February. I do have a palette roulette video on these palettes as well that I will link up in the cards for you guys. These were palettes that I had on my wish list since they had come out in, I think, November. And I had a friend down in California, one of my SDL peers, go to an event where these were there and Melt was there, and this collection was a percentage off for the people at the event. And she texted me and I said, yes, pick them up. I would have never been able to afford the whole collection. I did get both palettes and the highlighter in the collection. I can afford it, but I would have never pulled the trigger on it had this collection not been at the discounted price that it was for her. So I did pick them up. That palette roulette video will give you all the information that you need. These palettes are stunning. They are beautiful. I love them so much, and I will never be mad at myself for purchasing them. This is the darker one, the Melt Morte palette, and you guys, just those shadows are stunning. This green here, this seafoam green, so good, so pretty, so pretty. I can't speak enough about this palette, and honestly this one is the one that called my name more so than the other one. But because of these palettes coming out in a collection, like, I really feel like you can't have one without the other. So do you see me sweating? Do you see me sweating? Again, 120 degrees here. This one is the Vita palette, and it is the lighter color scheme of the two. And these are also gorgeous. This red here is one of my favorite reds. Yes. So pretty. This green, I love a green. Oh my God, you guys. If you did not get this collection, you are missing out. I know that there's been a lot of like talk on the YouTube about how their palette formula is different than their stack formula, and I have to be honest, if their stack formula is worse than this palette formula, I don't want anything to do with the stacks. But I don't know anything about the stacks, so I can't really tell you. I have a friend, her name is Nona, and she has the stacks. And we were kind of wondering if the formulation is the same, but if all of Melt's formula were these, I would want to pick up everything. They are so, so nice, but kind of harder to use if you're a new makeup lover or makeup player, or they're kind of difficult to use simply because of the hyperpigmentation in these palettes. Okay, so the next thing that I had her buy was this. I had been wanting to try Sugar Pill. I do believe it is also on my list of brands to try this year, and I haven't even freaking touched this palette. So here's the thing. This is so cute. This palette is so cute, and I wanted it. I needed it, but I could not find it at any of our Ulta locations here, and every time I went online, it was out of stock. So I wanted it so bad. Well, she, in one of her locations in California, I saw it sitting on a shelf one day when she went into work. She took a picture of it, she sent it to me, and she goes, "Hey, do you still want this?" Yes. So I sent her the money, she purchased it for me. The one thing I can say about this palette that was probably pretty dumb of me is, well, I didn't know really when I purchased this palette. I'm not a huge fan of pastels on me. I'm not a huge fan of pastels on me. This hair. When I purchased this palette, I didn't really know that. Shortly after getting this palette, I did a palette roulette with a couple of pastel palettes just back to back. And I figured out that I don't like pastel palettes. Now when I look at a palette and it's pastel, I'm like, no. ColourPop just came out with one, for instance. I'm immediately, no, I won't even touch it. This one I can see me touching because it does have some really vibrant pastels in there. But man, still, I need to use this palette. Like and Sugar Pill's on my list. I need to get it used before December. So there's that, but I haven't used it. Which seems to be the name of the game for those products that I picked up in February, because another one of the products that I picked up in February was this and this. I have used this, so let's talk about this really quick because I don't have much to say about it. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Natural Nudes palette, and I walked into one of my locations and here's these two items staring me at the face just like this.
They're staring at me and they're saying, "Come get me! Come get me, Donna! Pick me up! I'm beautiful! Look inside!"
So I did that. I looked inside and I thought, oh my God, these are gorgeous. And back then we could touch them, so I did. And I thought, oh my God, these are gorgeous. This is gorgeous. This is a gorgeous palette. Do these look like the colors I put on my face? No. I never wear browns. I never wear nudes. Why did I think I needed to pick up this palette? With that being said, I'm happy to have it in my collection. I do want to use it. I've heard really great things about it. I've heard that this is a better formulation than every other Too Faced palette, and I haven't bought a Too Faced palette since I purchased this because they just don't come out with much that I'm interested in. But I've heard amazing things about this palette. I do want to use it. And if I only have one nude palette in my collection, well, I can't say that because I have Natasha Denona Bronze and I have quite a few excellent nude eyeshadow palettes, but I really do feel like this could be right up there with those excellent eyeshadow palettes. I just haven't used it, so I can't speak to it. It is beautiful though. It is a beautiful palette. This I have used, and this is also beautiful, you guys. Look at those. So we have a Dazzle, a soft focus, and a glow highlighter. This one is like a highlight. This one would be like a setting powder or like a finishing powder, like my Hourglass ambient lighting powder. That's what this one reminds me of, and this is kind of like a subtle highlight. So you have subtle highlight, face powder, dazzling, okay? Subtle highlight, face powder, dazzling. Maybe I had that backwards. Subtle highlight, face powder, dazzling highlight. I think it's beautiful. I think it really is beautiful. I love this highlight. I just have so many damn highlights in my collection. I've used it one time. It doesn't even look like I have used it because I've used it one time. It's pretty. It's beautiful. I'm not unhappy to have it in my collection. I have a problem with palettes and highlighters. Palettes and highlighters. I can't say that I would recommend this. Honestly, it is beautiful, but there are better, more subtle highlights out there, as well as better see me from the moon highlights out there. I think that you get what you're paying for with this, because there are 3 different, you know, powders in here, but and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful piece, but I didn't need it. I still don't need it. The next thing we have are these. These are the Smith and Colt single eyeshadows that I bought. Well,
Single glitter shot. Shadows? Single glitter shot. All over glitters.
do you see how pretty these are? Do I wear glitter? No. These, again, I walked into one of my stores and they said, look at me. Look how pretty I am. And I went, oh my God, I had to have those. And I literally thought about these for weeks. This wasn't something that I went in, saw an impulse purchase. This was something I was like, I kind of want these. I'm going to think about it. This one is in violet, and this one is in blue, and I feel like they could be so pretty. I haven't even touched them because I don't want to touch them. I don't want to screw them up. They're so beautiful. Weeks I pondered over these, and I ended up purchasing them, and I haven't used them. Then the next 2 things were these. These are the Pat McGrath Labs Eye Ecstasy palettes. I have a palette roulette on each one separately. I will also link these up in the cards for you guys. This one is the Subversive one, and it looks like this. I have to tell you, this one was not my favorite, even though it's all a bunch of beautiful colors in here. This one wasn't my favorite one to use. I am not 100% sold on the crazy plastic packaging. It's kind of sharp in some areas because it's just kind of a cut plastic. It's not like a beveled plastic. It's a sharp plastic. I'm not sold on the Subversive one, but this one, Sublime, I loved this shadow palette. It reminded me a lot of like the Natasha Denona Mini Sunset palette, and only like sparkly on a crazy level of sparkle. This one was kind of more of a satiny shade than a sparkle, but oh my God. The eye looks that I got from this palette were so pretty. This one, I mean, close second to this one, but this one was my favorite. I would suggest this for sparkly brown shadows any day. And these are $28 on Sephora. So these are an excellent way to get a taste of Pat McGrath shadows if you do not want to spend the $125 per, you know, large palette, or $65 per small palette, or even quad. This is a good way to get a taste of those special shadows. And honestly, in my opinion, that's where it's at for Pat McGrath. I don't particularly like her matte eyeshadows, but I love her special shades. The last thing that I have to share with you that I picked up in February is this. Is the Natasha Denona Diamond and Blush Palette. I did pick this up on sale in February from Sephora. This is what it looks like inside. These 3 are cream products, and then you of course have your powder products on top. Again, this is a product that I haven't used. This is a product that was on my list of things that I could not buy in 2020, which was face palettes. And this is why I just don't use them. The saving grace of this is that it was an $89 palette that I got for $44. So I did get it on a half off sale, which was amazing. I bought it on that sale, and I think there was another like coupon that we were using it. So I got it for so inexpensive. It wasn't even funny. Again, it was a palette that I wanted from Natasha Denona, and truth be told, I will use all of these. I just have to make a conscious decision to pull out a face palette versus a single blush or a single highlighter. So it might be something that has to live on the top of my vanity for me to remember to use it. I do love her cream formula. I have the Bloom palette, the little Bloom palette that's similar to this. I also have the tan palette that's similar to this. I didn't get the bronze one because I don't need the bronze one. I have the Bloom and I have the tan and I have this. I will use this. I just haven't used it yet. Like I said, I'm going to have to make a conscious decision to put a face palette on top of my vanity so that I remember to go for them versus the singles. I even made a conscious decision when I put my vanity, when I opened up some space by getting these caddies up here on my desk, to put my palettes into a separate drawer and make them the separating factor between my blushes and bronzers and my highlights, so that I could go, you know, blush, bronzer, highlight, or face palette, highlights. That's like really the way it works in my vanity, and I still go to the furthest drawer out and grab a single. I will use it. I just haven't yet. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this haul recap, giving you a little bit of Rocket Fire reviews on the things that I have been able to use. There was a handful of things in this collection still that I haven't used. I just wish I could speak to all of them for you, but those are my Rocket Fire reviews, and I do hope that you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It really does help our channels out here. Please also consider leaving a comment down below telling me what you think about the video, giving me a little bit of feedback. I would love to talk with you guys down in the comment section. I hope that you enjoyed this video, or me, enough that you're considering subscribing to my channel before you go. If you do that, please don't forget to hit the notification bell. I do upload content 3 to 4 times a week, depending on the week, and I wouldn't want you to miss anything. Thank you guys again so much for joining me. Please stay safe out there. Please wear your mask, because we're never going to get out of this if you don't. Please love each other, but love each other from afar. And until next time, guys, bye. Places like TJ Maxx or other... I forgot that my phone was on. Okay. All right, so let's start over.